The top stories tonight in Y News. Former presidential advisor believes the government needs to resolve national problems and should not focus on militaristic strategy to solve insurgency in the country.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology launches complaint center to address related concerns on SIM registration.
The Department of Health finds bivalent vaccines to be more effective against the new Omicron subvariant BF.7.
And Ukraine announces that they want to hold peace talks in the United Nations by the end of February 2023.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of December 2022. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am William Theo.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harleen Delgado.
First in the news, a former presidential advisor believes it is high time for the Communist Party of the Philippines to assess its ideology following the death of its founder Jose Maria Joma Sison. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
The remains of Communist Party of the Philippines or CPP founding chairman Jose Maria Joma Sison is set to be cremated today, December 27. For Ronald Llamas, the presidential advisor for political affairs of the late President Benigno Noynoy Aquino, Sison's death has an impact on the communist group's morale. The former official calls it the last of series of unfortunate events for the CPP for this year, saying that the reported death of the National Democratic Front or NDF peace consultants Benito and Wilma Tiamzon in August already bade a blow to the CPP and its armed wing New People's Army. Llamas, who also became part of the peace negotiations during the Aquino administration, believes the CPP should now look into its political and organizational ideologies and keep up with the changing times. He cited as an example the former Maoist leader in Nepal, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, also known as Prachanda, who won as the country's prime minister for the third time.
Dahil nag-collapse na yung monarchy, yung kalaban nila, pumasok sila sa isang political settlement. No? Na tinigil nila yung armadong pakikibaka at nag-participate sila sa electoral process. Kung hindi mag-a-adjust yung Communist Party sa Pilipinas, baka mas mabilis silang maubos, mas mabilis silang mabigo.
For Llamas, the CPP should now assess the legacy of Sison as they usher in the group's next possible leader.
Practical terms, ang hirap yung mag-arm struggle ngayon. Kaya sayang naman yung mga magagaling na leader kung pipilitin mo ang isang strategy na baka maubos lang kayo.
However, Llamas also took note that the government should also adjust by veering away from the pure militaristic approach in fighting communist insurgency. Instead, Llamas says the government should also strive to solve the persisting problems in the country.
Dapat itigil yung korupsyon, dapat itigil yung mismanagement, dapat itigil yung pagnanakaw para mawala yung isang major reasons why people rebel.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
A low-pressure area or LPA formed in the Philippine Area of Responsibility at 2 in the afternoon on Tuesday, December 27. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA located a disturbance at 735 kilometers east of Surigao City, Surigao del Norte. PAGASA said the LPA is not expected to intensify into a tropical cyclone, but it will move near Visayas and southern Luzon in the next days. LPA will bring scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Palawan, Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, northern Mindanao, Caraga, and Davao region. Meanwhile, the northeast monsoon will affect Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon may also experience rains. Thunderstorms in the rest of Mindanao are also possible.
Meanwhile, the Department of Agriculture or DA will buy the freshly harvest of onions from local farmers and sell it at Kadiwa stores. According to Agriculture spokesperson Christine Evangelista, It will be subsidized as part of the intervention of the government in the skyrocketing price of onion in the market. There are public markets that are selling onions for as high as 600 pesos per kilogram. Farmers Group said that the farm gate price of onion now is more than 400 pesos per kilogram.
Ang isa nagiging problema namin, 3 beses na po kaming nadadapa. Ibig sabihin, 3 beses na kaming season na hindi umaani ng maganda. Umaani man kami, ang nagiging problema, palagi pong baksak ang presyo.
Hinahabol po namin by December 30. Meron po tayong sibuyas. Ito po ay bagong harvest mula sa ating mga magsasaka. At ipepeg po natin ang presyo na mababa. Definitely, it will be lower than 600 pesos. We are looking at something even lower than 200 pesos.
Farmers are expecting the price of onions to go down when the peak of harvest season comes.
Police personnel from the Manila Police District have confiscated some firecrackers in Divisoria this morning. Dante Amento tells us why.
The Juan Luna PCP of the Manila Police District or MPD has conducted an inspection against illegal firecrackers in Divisoria Tuesday morning, December 27. MPD personnel confiscated illegal firecrackers for lack of permit.
Saka po wala silang permit para mag-sell ng ganitong mga firecrackers. Kaya ngayon, lahat daw confiscated natin.
Those illegal firecrackers are suspected to be fake and dangerous.
Kasi ito, delikado kasi nga, wala itong permit. Hindi natin lang baka fake.
MPD Director Police Brigadier General Andre Dizon disclosed in Divisoria alone they have confiscated around 100,000 pesos worth of illegal firecrackers. Meanwhile, the MPD also advises residents of Manila to use the alternative way of celebrating the New Year to avoid possible injuries and accident.
Unang-una, sabi ng ating Pangulo, i-celebrate natin ng simple lang yung okasyon na hindi nagagasto ng marangya para lang i-please yung mga kapitbahay. Bagkos yung kaya lang at yung authorized lang at pwedeng makipanood na lang.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for our news abroad, Ukraine announced that they want to hold peace talks by the end of February 2023, but also added Russia can only be invited once the latter answers for the war crimes they allegedly committed during the war. Joselito Liquido tells us why live. Yes, Joselito?
Good evening, Kath. Ukraine is asking to hold a peace summit by the end of February 2023 as it marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of the former. They prefer the talks to be held in the United Nations with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres as the mediator. Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said in an interview that they will do everything they can to win the war by 2023. However, UN Associate Spokesperson Florencia Soto Niño Martinez has responded explaining that the Secretary General can only mediate if all parties agreed for him to do so. When asked if Russia will be invited in the proposed peace summit, Kuleba said that Russia should first face prosecution in international court for the war crimes it has committed during the course of its war on Ukraine. Mr. Kuleba also reiterated that he does not believe Russian authorities' comments that they are ready for negotiations. He claims that Russia is showing the exact opposite based on what they do on the battlefield. His comments came after Ukraine has managed to send a drone deep into Russia's territory, crashing it into an airbase where at least 3 servicemen were killed. Although Ukraine did not release any comments as per their policy on any incidents inside Russia. Meanwhile, the Russian Defense Ministry announced that no planes were damaged during the attack, but Russian and Ukrainian social media states otherwise. Kath?
Thank you, Joselito Liquido, reporting live from Malaysia. as China slowly eases their COVID-19 restrictions, it will also stop requiring domestic travelers to self-quarantine and lift its policies of limiting the number of passengers on international flights starting from Sunday, January 8, 2023. There are currently strict requirements for incoming travelers, including a mandatory 5-day quarantine at a government-supervised facility and a 3-day home quarantine. According to Chinese health authorities, as the disease becomes less destructive and gradually evolves into a common respiratory infection, China's handling of COVID-19 will also be downgraded to a less strict Category B from the current top-level Category A. They added that travelers entering China will still be required to go through polymerase chain reaction or PCR testing 48 hours before departure, and systems for foreign workers will be improved along with the required visas. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Kath. The Department of Information and Communications Technology launches Complaint Center to address related concerns on SIM registration. JP Nunez will tell us why.
Department of Information and Communications Technology or DICT considered the first 15 days or the first 2 weeks of SIM card registration to be trial period. Website glitches and technical issues are expected from public telecommunication entities. The 15-day test period will give time for the telcos to assess what they need to improve on their registration process. With this concern, the DICT launched a 24/7 complaint center to address concerns of network subscribers when they encounter issues on SIM card registration. It will be operated by the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center or CICC, an attached agency of the DICT. Concerns related to SIM registration may be directed to them through hotline number 1326.
They can file their complaints kung kunwaring magkaroon ng problema or aberya doon po sa registration process.
Earlier today, network subscribers experienced difficulties on accessing website that telcos opened for SIM registration.
Sa ngayon po, hindi po ako nakapasok sa website. Smart po ang aking SIM card. Hindi ko lang po alam kung mamaya ma-activate po. Itatry ko na lang po ulitin.
Pag-scan ko, marami pong lumalabas na register yung SIM. Kaso nga lang, kahit anong pindot, ayaw po talaga.
Nasubukan ko na mag-register, ang network na SIM ko is Globe. Nung first time ko mag-attempt, gateway error agad ang lumabas, and then nag-try ako per second and third time, puro ganun pa rin, same at the same pa rin.
Smart Communications Incorporated said in a statement that the technical issue was due to high volume of registrants. Their technical team is already working to increase the capacity of their website. Meanwhile, Globe Telecom advised their subscribers to try in another time to register their SIM as they also encounter glitches. The company assured users that they will optimize their website for a better registration experience. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Department of Health, or DOH, announced on Tuesday, December 27, that an emergency use authorization, or EUA, has been released by the Food and Drug Administration for the bivalent vaccines of Moderna and Pfizer. DOH Officer in Charge Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere has confirmed that the issuance of the EUA was released last week. Vergere added that the approval was also given by the Health Technology Assessment Council, or HTAC, which advises the DOH regarding COVID-19 vaccines. Earlier, the Health Department assured their continuous coordination with suppliers for the procurement of the second-generation COVID-19 vaccines, or bivalent vaccines, to protect Filipinos from the Omicron variant. It added that they are targeting to have the vaccines available by the first quarter of 2023, and the coordination with potential donors of COVID-19 bivalent vaccines were also in place.
The Department of Health, or DOH, announced on Tuesday, December 27, that 5 more cases of fireworks-related injuries were added in the country, which made the total number to 25. DOH Officer in Charge, Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, has mentioned that the firecracker-related injuries recorded was 14% higher than the 22 cases logged during the same period last year. Based on DOH data, 5 of fireworks-related injury cases came from Western Visayas. 3 each came from the Bicol region, Central Visayas, and Soc-Sargen. 2 cases were logged each in the Ilocos region, Mimaropa, Davao region, and the National Capital Region, or NCR. 1 case each was recorded in the Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and Cordillera Administrative Region, or CAR. The DOH, however, said there were still no reports of stray bullet injuries or firework ingestions as of this moment. Vergere has reminded the public that when they get injuries due to fireworks, and if there is too much blood or that one of the fingers or hands is severed, just wrap the injury in a clean cloth and go to the hospital immediately. Meanwhile, for mild or small injuries, they should be cleaned with soap and water and be observed. She added that victims should get tetanus vaccine if they sustained injuries due to firecrackers.
Meanwhile, with the numerous case of BF.7 variant in the country, the Department of Health says that bivalent vaccine is effective against BF.7 variant. Meanwhile, hospitals and healthcare system is ready to fight a possible surge of the variant. Bernadette Tinoy will tell us why.
Bivalent vaccines have been found to be more effective against the new Omicron subvariant BF.7. According to Department of Health Officer in Charge, Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, the bivalent vaccine fights specific Omicron subvariants like BQ.1. BF.7 variant is a sublineage of BA.5 subvariant of Omicron. Vergere added that the agency wants to procure more bivalent vaccine as it shows its effectiveness against the said variants.
We are pursuing the procurement of these bivalent vaccines because articles and evidences have shown na ito ay mas makakaprotekta sa ating mga kababayan because of its component on Omicron variants. Yung bivalent, may specific siya na sa variant, no? Yung mga BQ.1, yung mga ganon. So yan titignan natin, at titignan din natin of course ang real world effectiveness nito kapag ka nagamit na ng mas pangmalawakan.
With the possibility of BF.7 variant to surge in the country, Vergere said that the public must be cautious as the virus further mutate, but she cleared that the variant is not supposed to be a concern.
It's not supposed to be a concern, but it's supposed to be something that we be cautious on, something that we become more vigilant because ito pong mga variants na to, hindi to matatapos because we are living with the virus already.
Meanwhile, Dr. Jose De Grano, President of Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines Incorporated, says that hospitalization rate can be minimized amidst the growing cases of BF.7 and even if it is highly transmissible.
Mas madaling makahawa at yung kanyang yung pagiging infectious ay mas mataas, no? Kung dati mga 4 hanggang 10 lang ang basta mai-infect.
De Grano also added that the healthcare systems and hospitals were ready for BF.7 admissions. He said that the sub-variant has mild symptoms and those who were infected can isolate at home. Immunocompromised, elderly, and those with comorbidities need to be admitted to hospitals.
Itong bagong variant na to, actually the same protocol naman ang sinusunod ng mga hospitals, kasi the symptoms ay halos pareho lang ng mga nakaraang variants.
De Grano then advised the public to strictly follow the minimum health protocols amidst the celebration of holiday season. And the public must ensure to go to well-ventilated areas when going for outdoor activities. Bernadette Tinoy, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Southwest Airlines CEO and employees and all its passengers are frustrated over a wide-scale flight disruption that lingers from last week's weather blues as flight cancellations are expected to carry on this week. Nerissa Dando tells us why live. Nerissa?
Good evening, Kath. Southwest Airlines CEO Bob Jordan told its employees the airline has a lot of ongoing issues in the operation, such as a lack of modern tools affecting about 71% of its flights this holiday season. More than 3,900 domestic and international flights had already been canceled across the United States by Monday evening, December 26 Eastern Time, while 8,200 had been delayed. Southwest Airlines accounting a huge share of those, leaving thousands of mad passengers stranded. Problems with lost bags and long lines to speak with a representative also became major issues. The customer service of the Dallas-based airline is also swamped with calls. Most people have been unsuccessful in reaching representatives over the phone. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for Southwest blamed the recent winter storm for the cancellations and promised to set the challenges right. Jane McVay said at a news conference Monday night, the airlines will arrange hotel bookings, ride assistance, vans, and rental cars to make sure that the travelers would get home as quickly as possible. Moreover, Southwest Airlines said customers with canceled flights will get a full refund or receive a flight credit. Back to you, Kath.
Thank you, Nerissa Dando, for that live report. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I'm Kat Dumaraos, live from Bangkok, Thailand. Good evening.
East Avenue Medical Center, or EAMC, is laying out the equipment they will need for possible firecracker-related injuries as the year-end celebration approaches. The EAMC is one of the hospitals in the country where our citizens who are shot at times like this usually run. Equipment were also prepared for patients who will be shot up, such as scissors, surgical blades, wound cleaner, and other apparatus in the emergency room. The use of finger cutters were also lined up, still wrapped, to ensure that they are not contaminated. So far, the East Avenue Medical Center has not yet recorded any firecracker-related injuries.
On the day ng mga bagong taon, expected usually nasa around mga 60 to 80 yung mga ating mga tao dito sa loob ng emergency department. So ngayon wala pang kaso kaming naitatala dito sa hospital, and we hope na hanggang matapos itong bagong taon maging zero case sana.
Meanwhile, the hospital clarified that their protocols for COVID-19 patients will remain strict. According to the East Avenue Medical Center, patients to be shot up with symptoms of COVID-19 still need to be isolated and then provided with appropriate medical attention.
The Bureau of Immigration, or BI, announced on Tuesday, December 27, the arrest of a hacker from Sydney, Australia, who attempted to enter the Philippines. BI Commissioner Norman Tansinco has mentioned that their border control and enforcement unit intercepted a certain Risteski Borsch, 40 years of age, and an Australian of Macedonian descent. The hacker was on board a Cebu Pacific flight from Sydney, Australia at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3 when he tried to enter the country last December 21. The Bureau added that Borsch has been the subject of an International Criminal Police Organization's alert. The hacker has been included in the watch list of Macedonia for violating Article 251 of the country's criminal code and is facing a 4-year jail term due to unauthorized entering into a computer system. Borsch was also recommended by the BI to be included in their blacklist.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, on Tuesday, December 27, assured that they remain in close contact with the families and individuals affected by the heavy and massive flooding caused by the shear line and northeast monsoon in several parts of the country, especially in regions of Bicol, Visayas, and Mindanao. According to DSWD Social Marketing Service or SMS, the distribution of the needed assistance to families and individuals affected by the flood in eastern Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, and Caraga region has been continuously maintained. During their emergency meeting, the update of disaster response operations as of December 26 shows that more than 3.2 million pesos worth of humanitarian assistance has been given by the agency to Regions 8, 9, and Caraga. Field Office 5 Regional Director Norman Laurio has confirmed that more than 17,100 families or 69,042 individuals were affected by the massive flooding in the Bicol region. DSWD regional directors has assured that their disaster teams are properly deployed to conduct relief operations in the affected areas and to assist the local government units in reaching out to their constituents. They also appeal to the public to remain vigilant for their safety and to follow the instructions of local officials. Our Kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the pandemic caused by coronavirus, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
Before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 33, it says, "Oh, the depth of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable are His judgments, and His ways past finding out." Those are the reasons behind the news December 27, 2022. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Harleen Delgado.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.